Hello, hello. How's everyone doing? Should be everybody's Thanksgiving today when this video goes out. Sorry, now that the paint has dried a little bit over here, I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't really get on the, up to the line on some of this. Oh, oops, missed a whole section down here. Okay. Now, going over here to this big old piece, grabbed a bigger brush. Hopefully I can get the bulk of it painted and then I can come back in and get the little spots. That's my thought process there. Holding this in my mouth. But I was thinking about, like in car deal, like paint pinstripers, and even tattoo artists. They, you know, they what they call pulling a line. Just wanted to get most of that paint off before I stuck it in the water. Um, when you think about it, if you've, gotten a tattoo or you watched anybody, do pinstriping on a car, you'll know that they don't toot, 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 toot on the line. They put down and drag. So I'm trying to like utilize that way of doing things. Trying to, but I almost feel like this brush is too flexible. Like it's not wanting to. It's not wanting to hold enough paint to draw the line. I mean, the theory is that by just doing one line, one continuous line, you get more continuity, more. I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. But your lines are straighter, in theory. See, it's like it's not picking up paint. Oh, hold, I don't know what's going on here. I stick my paintbrush in the paint, and I go to put it on the canvas, and there's no paint. It comes off the brush. So, what's everybody's plans for Thanksgiving? Are you going? Did you go to somebody else's house? Did you host today? We pretty much host every year because we have the most space for everybody. Not only for dinner, although we have a small, tiny little kitchen, but as far as like space for people to crash out for the night, we definitely have the most out of all the parties because Sam and crew, I mean, they're in a tiny apartment. They could even host Thanksgiving dinner if they wanted to because there's nobody else fitting in that apartment. Um, and oh my lord, I couldn't imagine them trying to cook a big, a big feast in their itty bitty 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 tiny kitchen. They live in an apartment, so no room there. And then Anthony and Lynn, they live over in Idaho, also in an apartment. So they don't host. And it just kind of became the thing. Let's go to mom and dad's for Thanksgiving dinner every year. It's kind of one of the annual pilgrimages that we make. Every year around Easter, not specifically for Easter, although we do an Easter egg hunt for the kids. Um, everybody verges on my house. All three kids with partners and pets and bonus people, yeah. That's every year. March, end of March, beginning of April sometime. Depends on when, usually it depends upon when Stephen and Amy can get time off. Because they have the least flexible jobs for getting time off. And then every October, although this year we went in September, we meet up with Stephen and his wife Amy over midway, somewhere in between where they are and where we are. Usually, we have been meeting in Leavenworth every year, but we were gonna try to do something different this year, and then by the time it got to booking events, everything was sold out around where we were wanting to stay. So it was like, well, okay, well, we know. And in fact, Amy had said that when she was looking at dates for next year at that venue, they were already booked for the dates that we would be looking at for next year. So, who knows what we're doing next year? We may go back to Leavenworth. I don't know. And then Thanksgiving, Stephen and Amy don't usually come because, one, it's usually bad weather coming over the pass for them. They don't usually have enough PTO built back up that they could come and visit. And her family is all over north where they are. And her sisters and her whole family comes home for Thanksgiving. So, kind of like ours does at Easter. So they stay on their part of up in their part of the state and do Thanksgiving with her parents. And then Christmas is always just kind of everybody's on their own, doing their own things with their families, their respective families. Oh, that's a small little space. I have no idea what number that was supposed to be. And it says some of these numbers are itty bitty 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 bitty. And even with my magnifying glass, I can't see what they are. So I had somebody leave a comment on one of my crafty videos expressing displeasure in the music playing in the background and asked if I could fix it. And I, bounced back, why? What's the problem? And I haven't heard back. So I don't know if they just feel that I shouldn't have music playing in the background. They don't like the particular music playing in the background, or music in the background's too loud. I don't know. I won't know until they respond. So, if they even respond. Finish that one. Those over there look like 17s, I think. I think that concludes my number 17. So I'll put that away. Somewhere. I'll zoom you out so you can see where we're at. There we go. Slow and steady, right? That'll be a lot to do. I'm gonna be busy for a while, which is okay. I need projects that, you know, I have to work at, that I don't just like blink and they're done. So, also helps me refocus my mind on the journals that I'm working on for people. So, get in here and do something different than journal making and, you know, card and tag and pocket making. Get in here, do something different, and it kind of revitalizes my brain a little bit, I guess. But that is all I have for you today. I hope you all had a happy Thanksgiving with your families, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye!